I was going down a rabbit hole last night. I was sitting on the deck, and mind you, I was sitting on the deck, and I was dripping in sweat. So I had my notebook sitting on my lap, like how I keep my laptop. And I was like, and it like, all of a sudden I felt like a drip hit my leg. I was like, what? I lifted up the notebook, and I had a big spot.
Oh, no.
Sweat. Just sitting there. I was like, well, I'm glad this is a leather notebook.
Yeah, no kidding. It was hot last night, like 96.
It
Even
was
at like
warm.
At like 5 o'clock when I was getting home, it was rough.
It was really great. So I went and sat outside in a swimsuit and,
Nice.
And wrote in my notebook. And Josh looks at it. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Living my best life. What does it look like I'm doing?"
Enjoying the heat.
I'm enjoying the heat. I won't lie. It was a little warm for me last night.
Yeah, I went for like a 1.5 mile run, and I waited as long as I could because I'd wait till like 7 when I started to get hungry because I didn't want to eat before I ran. And yeah, it was a rough one.
That's commitment, man.
It was a rough one.
That's freaking commitment.
It's all the swing stuff, run off.
I think it's crazy. Welcome to Driven for More.
Yeah.
Stay shut.
I'm Carter. We're rolling.
We're rolling into it today. We have a busy week, and it's freaking hot this week. It's warm. I love the heat. It's not like 120 like Las Vegas warm. However, she's warm this week. There is no doubt.
Warm for Wisconsin, no doubt.
Warm for Wisconsin, but there's a high of like a 78 next like Monday or something. So it doesn't last for long for us. We're totally fine. But he just said he's got to work off. Carter was just saying he has to work off all this freaking Wingstop. Do you guys use DoorDash? Because we do. Way too freaking much.
We've cut it down even since I first started here. When I first started here like 2 years ago, it was every day was DoorDash.
Someone was delivering.
Yeah.
I think we've all gotten a little bit healthier. Not crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely not crazy. But I think they do fasting now.
Yeah.
They weren't fasting 2 years ago, but now the other guys up front will do fasting.
Yeah. Anyways, what are we talking about today?
Anyways, I was going down a rabbit hole last night when I was sitting in the sun. And I was like, man, I should have brought one of the mics home or something. I was like, because I would have just done a podcast sitting outside.
Could have. You got two of them now.
So I ordered another set of mics.
Oh,
just so we know. Because
Go figure.
Yep, go figure. I was like, I just need to have one in every area. And when we have the time, just freaking send it. And I was really thinking about what the cost of protecting your current self is costing someone. It's costing yourself. Oh yeah, I was going deep.
Yeah.
I was going deep last night. And I did a 1.5 mile walk. I did not do a 1.5 mile run like Carter. I don't know how he did a run because I was dying after the walk that I was like, whew, this was hot. But I was really thinking about is that when people are moving up to the next level or they say that they want something. So when I'm working with framework with clients, I am first clarity. What do you want? And that is a really hard question for people to answer. And, the first thing a lot of people will say is, I want more money. Okay, how much more? What is more? What does that look like? How much do you want? And they have to like sit down and think of it because it's like, okay, what is that happy number? If someone were to ask you that, do you know what a number? It's just, I
can't think of it on the top of my head.
No.
It's just. And
a lot of people can't. So it's like, okay, so how about we figure out what that more looks like? What is that money going to provide to you? Because if money is like a multiplier, and money wants to go somewhere where it's going to be safe. And money is only going to go to people who can hold it, who have the capacity to handle it and can steward that money appropriately. And if you don't have that, you're not going to receive it because money is just going to disappear. Like if you don't have a plan for money, it'll just go.
In and out the door.
In and out the door. And I think that's one of the craziest things too, like rabbit hole, here we are, is that when you start thinking about credit cards and talking about money with kids or anything, like you just swipe a card. You don't have a tangible asset to be like, okay, I only have this. And that's why Dave Ramsey still does the envelope method. Do you know what that is? Mm-mm. So envelope method, like you've got your rent and utilities, going out to eat, you have each thing in an envelope and you put cash into each of those. So you're not using a credit card so that you're learning the value of how much actual money you have because so many people get into the habit of just swipe. I want it right now. I want it right now. Like, oh, I have a firm. I mean, hypocritical because we offer a firm here, but you need to get your car fixed.
Yeah.
But
that's a necessary payment.
It's a necessary
most
thing.
Of the time.
This is one that I want to know, like, because I thought of, or I looked at it like a year ago, that the credit card debt was at an all-time high. What is the current credit card debt? It is wild. Let's see, debt in America.
I don't even know where I would start. Like $1 trillion, maybe.
1.25 trillion.
Oh.
The average card holder with an unpaid balance carries $6,500 to $7,800 in debt. The average household balance, though, is $11,000, with the average interest rate around 21%. Like, oh,
that'll
man,
hurt. That'll hurt.
That'll hurt. And it's like schools, I think, do a really poor job of teaching it. Did you have a finance class in college that like taught it well?
Yes, actually,
You did?
in college I did.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it was required with my business coursework. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, we learned a lot about credit and finance. It was an in-depth finance class, but.
And I think it's, where I think we're missing it at is the high school level, though, because, what percentage of, there's another one, guys, we're just going to do, we're going to do some things today. What percentage of kids go to college? Let's see, what percentage of kids go to college? All right, let's see. 45% of high school graduates transition directly into a four-year institution. However, looking at the general population, only 39% are enrolled in college or graduate school.
I was thinking 33%.
Yeah.
So.
And so you look at that and you're like, okay, so 60%. 60% of kids or young adults, I mean, they're not kids, aren't getting further education than what they received in high school. And how often do we talk about the school system being broken for nowadays?
Yeah.
The school system was created to create factory workers and freaking robots in the 50s and the 60s. And now we are 70 years later, and the complete and entire school system needs to change. That's why so many Montessori schools, I mean, have we talked about Alpha School?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
This is a whole nother rabbit hole. But Alpha schools are becoming so much more popular. If you haven't heard of Alpha schools, they're the schools that it's an AI teacher, and the teachers that are there are more of a mentor and a guide. They're called guides that are there.
Really?
So they spend like 2 to 3 hours working with AI at the pace that they need to go to actually create their schoolwork, and the rest is building confidence, leadership skills, communication skills,
Really?
Working on actual like hands-on projects and building their creative mind. Because what is going to separate it coming further with AI developing so much more is the ability to think. If you can think differently than AI, you have an advantage. If you have a perspective, I've got it on the website that I've had before, that the perspective that you can't Google. When I start thinking about something, my brain moves so quickly that my thought process is completely different than someone else's. Mm-hmm. And that's what is a huge differentiator from me to somebody else who may be doing business coaching or entrepreneur leadership coaching, because of the way that I see things and the ways that I think. And creating children and young adults that can have that ability to think is so freaking important. So the Alpha School is so cool. It's like $100,000 a year.
Wow.
It's really expensive, but it's so cool. I love the thought process on it. And when I was in St. Louis a couple months ago, I had a conversation with a public school teacher whose daughter is in the same volleyball as Veda. And we were talking about what he's doing to help, kids get to this next level and to figure out, hey, the school system is a bit broken. How can we actually create kids that are going to want to change the world coming forward? And how can we catch AI? Because, dude, you had it more. Like, I'm 10, yeah, you probably had some form of AI, but like the amount of AI you can have now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. It would have.
Yeah, like I didn't use AI in high school at all. Maybe like some AI paraphrasers to rewrite what I wrote.
Yeah.
Or rewrite what I stole off the internet, but.
but
I didn't even get into it till college freshman year, which is 4 years ago. So.
Yep.
I can't imagine what the kids are doing now.
No.
With it.
And I didn't have it at all. And so the really difficult thing is that, obviously I've got 5 kids. So I'm trying to raise children that understand AI and they know how to use it. They know how to communicate. They know how to do the appropriate prompts in agent building. At the same time, my big thing is I need to work on them having the creative ideas, having the leadership, having that communication. So when we go out to eat, I require, my 5-year-old to order. They are required to order from the time that they're like 4. If you're not going to order, well, we might not be able to get that then.
Yeah.
So we were at the ice cream shop the other day, and Tinley was in a mode. She did not want to order, and I was like, well, I said, do you not want ice cream today then? Well, I want it. I just don't want to talk to him. And I said, well, unfortunately, you're going to need to talk to somebody to get the things that you want in life. So if you would like to have your ice cream, you're going to have to talk to him. End of story.
Simple as that.
And she had said no again, and I said, okay. So I start walking to the checkout, and she goes, can I please get a scoop of the Oreos with extra Oreos?
Awesome.
I was like, good. We're gonna work on that a bit more. But they just know that it's a requirement. Otherwise, I'm not gonna get you what you want. Like, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to have that communication skills to get things done. Mm-hmm. And I know that I'm creating them into the great little adults. So I'm gonna be mean mom sometimes. And that is just a part
Deal
of
with
it. Deal with it. But I just, I think it's really important that we need to have things change at the high school level with 60% of the population not even getting those finance tips, because if they start, just swiping a card and having credit card debt and all this stuff, they're not actually learning.
Yeah, I'd say it's even more than that.
I would say it has to be.
I only took that class because I'm a business major, and your science majors, they probably aren't taking anything like that.
No.
It's got to be less than that.
So it's where are they learning?
It's got to be 80% of the population probably doesn't know.
And so many people, so many people don't read books. And to read a personal finance book,
Yeah, good luck.
There's no shot. And which I've got some great finance books to read. I really love The Psychology of Money. Have you read that one?
No, I don't think so.
I'm going to bring it in. I'll bring it in for you one of these days, or I'll get the Kindle version of it.
Yeah.
Because it's on my list of books my children get paid to read.
Oh, there you go. If you haven't listened to that episode, that's a good one.
It is a really good one. And I think it's only that thick. So I think it's next in Veda's pile. She's reading, I think Veda's reading Don't Believe Everything You Think right now.
Okay.
Is what she's reading. Bailey just finished up the classical art of, it's the classical art of communication or something.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh, I like this. But I don't know which one Otto picked out.
He's a smart kid.
He was a little meh, I don't know if I want this one. So we'll see what he picks
Fair
out.
enough.
Anyways, we went a little rabbit hole on this, but not at the same time, because, when I'm talking about protecting your old version of yourself to your new version of yourself, it all comes back to identity and growing yourself into your new identity, to your new self, and making sure you have the capacity to hold what you want. So when someone says that I want more money, do you have the skills? Have you read the personal finance books? Have you looked into how to actually take care of that money, to take care of your family with the money that will be given to you? Mm. And so looking into those things and going deeper, you can't just say, I want money, or I want $1 million. So, we'll use that because that's something that sticks out to people so much. Right. I want $1 million. And what are you going to do with that $1 million? So if you got $1 million today, what are you going to do with that? And a lot of people may not know the answers, or the answer that someone will give you would be, well, I would go buy this, 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 and this. And it's so all you did was buy stuff.
Yeah.
That completely lost its value once you left the lot. Did it really make your life better? Because you're now just in the exact same position with more stuff. And we all know, or if you don't know, that the more stuff you have, the more stressed out you're going to be. The more that it carries on you and it stays in you. So when you look at homes and you see so much stuff, sometimes they're aesthetically done and they're very curated appropriately, but other times it's you pick up one pile of stuff and you're like, this is too overwhelming, I don't know what to do with this, I'm just going to set it here, or I'm going to open my junk drawer and throw it in the junk drawer. It's what is the purpose of all of this stuff? And that has been a journey that I've been working on for years, literally years, of you don't need so much. You don't need all of these different things. And same with the kids. You really don't need all these toys. I require them to go through the toys. Please pull out the things that you don't think that you play with as much, so we can donate them to other kids who don't need them. And same with me. Why am I holding on to these old clothes that don't fit me? I got rid of a whole bunch of clothes there. I currently, because we moved into the house, have a junk room.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
I'm sure it just drives you nuts.
Oh, it does. So it is the laundry room. And I just have washer dryer, and then I have bins stacked of just like stuff I haven't gone through yet. But it passed the I'm moving, I want to keep this stuff stage, and then it still made it in my house, and I'm like, okay, I need to actually figure out what this stuff is. And I've just ignored it because I have it stacked in bins.
At least it's somewhat organized then.
It is. It's organized. It's labeled. And it's like, there's Christmas and Easter and these different things. I'm like,
right.
This just is not an issue for me right now. But when I go in that room, I literally feel more like anxiety that I'm like, why is this stuff in here? Like if it was just an empty room, it would be so much clearer. I would have the capacity, again, to do something more because I can actually go in there. Otherwise, I just keep that door shut. And how many people do that with their entire homes? That they don't host. They don't let their kids have friends over. They don't do these things because they have too much stuff and they don't know what to do with it. And taking the time to get rid of that stuff actually gives you more. And I think that's so important for people to see when they're trying to figure out, how am I going to get to my next life? And I think that is honestly one of the first things I would do if you are trying to figure out your new identity and your new self, that you should figure out what you are holding on to. Because to get to more, you need to subtract. You just have to. You have to realize what you're going to let go. And your brain is not going to, your brain wants you to be comfortable. Your brain wants you to stay in safety mode because your body's always going to try to protect you because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what that next level is. But it's actually not protecting you because what are you actually losing by not going to your next level, by not trying harder, by not figuring out what can you remove to gain more. And so if someone is, if you are working on your path and trying to figure out what you want, start by taking away some things. And that's going to build the ability for you to be able to handle more. So
does that come back to capacity?
Directly comes back to capacity, but also the clarity thing. It's like, okay, I have to get clear on what I want and work on building that capacity to make things all come together. Mm-hmm. And, if you don't, if you're not clear on what you want, you're not going to be able to, get to that capacity to build that. But you're also not going to be able to continue to grow your capacity if you're holding on to too much. If you're holding on to those things that you shouldn't do anymore. It was, a great example of it today. I just checked in the client since one of our service advisors is gone. I'm filling in for service advising. I checked in the client and it was a client's assistant who was dropping off her vehicle. And I was like, this is a prime example of something that's great because delegation and seeing, all right, hey, I have someone that can handle this for me so I can do these other tasks. And, it's not about just making life easy as can be, but it's about doing the right things at the right time to make sure that you can do everything that you want. And maybe that means sleeping in, because she had said, she's like, you can try to, she's like, she's sleeping right now, but you can try to contact, she's like, you can try to reach out to her, but she won't get back to you. And it's like, no, that's great. That's because she needs to refill her energy to do those other tasks, to be able to then serve her assistant that was bringing her vehicle in. And again, it's just one of those mindset shifts that people have to work on. But it comes back to, your identity and what are you still protecting? What are you still holding on to? So stuff, getting rid of stuff. Relationships. What relationships are you still holding on to that maybe you shouldn't be? That maybe you should pull back a little bit because they are draining you. They are not making you your best self. They're completely depleting your energy source. It's just it's almost like an audit. You got to do an audit of your time, of your energy, and see, is this fitting future level me? And if you don't know what future level you looks like, you need to sit down and write down future level you.
Right.
And don't just write more money, because more money isn't going to happen.
How specific should you be?
I think you should be writing down what you are eating for breakfast.
Okay.
That is how
Real specific.
Be specific as possible. You want to, not everyone has to wake up at 5 a.m. You don't, because everyone has different batteries and capacities. You know what? I want to wake up at 6 a.m. I want to go work out. Like me, I actually do want to wake up at 5:30. So maybe 5:20. We'll go 5:20.
All right.
I want to wake up at 5:20 and I'm going to get up, change, go work out, water, lemon water, do a little mental reset, ground myself for the day. And then it's like, okay, in my mind, I'm like, we're either having yogurt and granola, we're having fresh fruit, we're having eggs and a protein source. And we're just moving for the day. I want you to go through every single thing. Like, what does future you look like? And then what do you need to let go to be able to achieve future you? What habits are you holding on to? What relationships are you holding on to? What stuff are you holding on to that isn't going to allow you to go to your next level? Look at that. When you are writing down that the things you want to do, you want to get up and you want to work out, you want to do this. Okay, you need to stop snoozing your alarm. You need to stop staying up till midnight binge watching the new off-campus series. And
which Stacia has been
I
doing.
maybe just did that this week, and I stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Don't do what Stacia does.
Do not do that. But it's okay. In moderation.
What she says, now she does.
In moderation, guys. It was really good, though. So, I mean, if you are looking for trashy-ish, but not like Love Island, like what Carter watches.
I do not watch Love Island. Do not even put me on that standard. I've watched 30 minutes of one Love Island episode this year, and it makes me want to just...
It makes you just
no
want to
offense
cry.
if you love Love Island. Good for you. I watched like the first season when it came out with the girlfriend, but not for me.
Not for him.
Anyways.
I haven't seen any of it, so I'm making fun of it, and I've literally never watched it. But
you should watch at least 1 or 2 episodes.
One or two episodes. I might
just so you understand.
I might judge you a little more. So
maybe you probably would.
Maybe I shouldn't watch it. It would be funny. But I don't watch Crazy on TV, but I was like, someone had recommended this to me. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to turn it on. And I was just like decompressing, and I stayed up way too freaking late. But hey, what things do you need to let go that you're doing on a consistent basis? It's not, every once in a while you're going and you're getting a coffee and a croissant. You're doing this. It's like, no, what are the things that you're doing consistently? Because what you do on an everyday basis is what is going to build your next level, is what is going to build the next version of you. You have to figure out what you're going to let go and what you're going to do going forward and stick to it, which then leads to our next C on there is, conviction and courage. We're going to get into those, but not on today's episode, because I really just wanted to focus on clarity, identity, and capacity, because really they all just come together. And when you're looking at yourself and what you want, you need to know that your old self, your old identity, it needs to go. You need to stop negotiating with your past. Your future self doesn't want to. Stop negotiating with your past to get to your future. So that's all I got for you guys today.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. We've got Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Yeah, that's
Carter got me on LinkedIn. So if you're on LinkedIn, we're on LinkedIn.
Yeah. We'll see how that one goes. But,
All right. Thanks, guys.